Hey everybody, I wanted to touch base with you. I wanted to visit with you about a topic that I keep getting questions about, and I want to make sure we have clarity on it. The topic I want to visit with you real quick about is the 90-day reports and having clarity on where we're going and how to do those. So let's start with the form. Where are we going to be using and what form it is in CarePass that we should be using? Right now I want you to use the Never Give Up 90 and 60 or 30 and 60. Right now it just says has a checkbox that says 30 and 90, and we're going to fix it. We're going to add 60 in there so you have all three. Then you can click on them and move forward on that. There's a few things we're going to be tweaking on that one, so that's the form we want to use on those reports. And then we're going to change some things up, so we're going to keep improving on it. So just keep using it, and then we'll tweak it and keep teaching it. So the biggest thing is that's where to go. Now, how to use the form is very simplistic. Is they made it pretty simple. Carrie did a good job on it. You want to go in, make sure what you're clicking. So if it's a 30, do that with your objectives, which come out of your rehab plans, and then whatever were your interventions, it needs to match the objectives, and make sure you match those things. And what was the progression? If it was a regression or progression, it's going to stay right there. It says progression. You can also put in regression. It doesn't need to say that. I noticed that was one piece in there. Just make sure that you're reporting client did X during the 30-day cycle. There was some things there that, but make sure that your 30 is not matching your 60 either. You got to make sure that either there's improvement or what's going on there, because if it's just, I don't want to see cutting and pasting either. So we're going to be looking for that. And if you write it and you need some feedback, write up your report and then send it over to Jim or myself, and we'll look through it and give you some feedback on it. But that's the form we're going to be using. Now, how do you want to proceed on it is up to you, because you know you're going to have 3 reports you got to do. How do I track it, and how do I get them in on time? So the understanding of a 30 or 90 is knowing where your par cycle is. So let's take the 30 for instance. If my providing starts on the 2nd of the month, then I'm going to be getting my report in on the 2nd of the next month. So I know I have 30 days from the time I start services. That means the date they were approved, not when you get on the job. Because sometimes it might be the 2nd is when we got it back and it was approved on the 2nd, but you don't start services until the 8th. So you got to go off what's on the rehab plan and PAR. And usually Michelle will send those. You'll have the start and end date. She sends it in the email. You got both of those things there. So you want to go off that. So if it's on the 2nd, your 30 days is going to be from the 2nd to the 2nd. Pretty simple. And then now you got your 30. So now your 60 is going to be the same. Next month is going to be whatever to whatever. So you have to do, that's your 2 together, your 30, and therefore your 90 is from the time you start to the end of the PAR. So that's your full 90, and you guys know that. So now the question is how are you going to track those? Are you going to put them in your Google Calendar? Or are you going to make a spreadsheet so you know when they're due? That's the part of the accountability is on you as providers, as professionals. Is how will you track it and how will you get them in on time? So now I've talked to you where the form is, what we're going to be changing to give you some better continuity as far as the form, and then what is your responsibility? How are you going to get that done? Reach out to your team leads. Get a hold of Jim if you need him. He's going to be here on Thursdays for you, or email him and he'll get back to you. Set up a time and he'll go over. If you're having a hard time writing clinically, I would really suggest that you reach out to him so he can go over that with you. That is his strength. And if you have any questions, get a hold of us. Thanks, guys. Thank you for all your hard work. I hope that kind of answers you what form to use, where to go, and what changes we're having. If you have any questions about 90-day reports, get a hold of us. Take care, and we love you a lot.